What is up guys, it's Solheim here, back again with another classic WoW Season of Mastery video. So we have some huge news for Season of Mastery today, as Blizzard have put out two statements, both regarding quality of life improvements and the launch of Blackwing Lair. So I actually had a completely different video planned for today, but thanks to these changes I have to completely re-evaluate that one and make some changes, but you'll see that one on Friday. So today we are looking at these changes and let's get right into it. So Blizzard has just revealed in a tweet that Blackwing Lair will become available for Classic Season of Mastery realms on February 10th, 2022. February 10th, that would be on a Thursday, so next Thursday, or in about a week. Releasing on a Thursday seems kind of weird, but there we go. On February 10th at 3 PM PST, the ominous depths of Blackwing Lair will be waiting for those brave enough to master its dangers. Gather your staunchest allies and prepare to undertake a treacherous journey into the heart of the mountain to Wait, did I read that as re-app? Really? Re-app? Okay, let's restart. Gather your staunchest allies and prepare to undertake a treacherous journey into the heart of the mountain to reap the treasures within with some new twists in Season of Mastery. In the blue post, they also talk about how to get into Blackwing Lair, how to get it tuned, they talk about the loot, the tier set, the bosses themselves. They also talk about additional items you can get from the Blackwing Lair, such as the Claw of the Black Drake, Chromatically Tempered Sword, Dragon Breath Hand Cannon and the DFT, as well as Elementium ores needed to make Elementium bars, which are needed to do the Thunder Fury questline. They also talk about the Blackwing Fair and Dark Moon cards that are becoming available. Okay, so with that being said, let's look at the second update for Season of Mastery, which looks at more loot and buffing the Adventurer Weight buff. So Blizzard has shared a list of changes coming February 3rd, so tomorrow, to Classic Season of Mastery PTR, with additional loot dropping from bosses, and a change to the bonus experience from Adventurer Weight, raising it to 100%. This change is going to the public test realm, and players can provide feedback on that realm, or they can provide feedback on the forums. So let's go through the blue post, then we'll talk about my opinions on all of this afterwards. So we gathered a lot of great data over the weekend, and our designers have made, or are in the progress of making, adjustments to bosses in Season of Mastery Blackwing Lair, as well as several additional great adjustments to Season of Mastery realms. We are planning to restart the Season of Mastery PTR realms on Thursday, February 3rd at 3 PM PST to pick up these changes. So here are the general changes. Number 1, the amount of loot dropped by bosses in Onyxia's Lair, Molten Core and Blackwing Lair has been increased by 1 item per boss. Number 2, there is now a chance to proc additional potions, elixirs and flasks when max level alchemists craft any of these types of items. Number 3, and this is the big one for me, the Adventurer Weight quest experience buff has been increased from 40% additional experience to 100% additional experience. Within the Blackwing Lair, the global health buff applied to all creatures in Blackwing Lair, other than Whalestras, who has his own hand-tuned health values, has been removed. Now, I'll be the first one to say that I haven't played Blackwing Lair on the PTR, so this actually doesn't tell me anything, but there we go. Razorgore, the unstable chromatic drake, Addon should once again properly use his abilities, and the damage component of the unstable chromatic drake's Azure Bolt ability has been removed. For Whalestras, the essence of the red now lasts 4 minutes, up from 3, and Burning Adrenaline will now target the primary threat target earlier in the encounter. For Addon and Flamegore, we have 3 changes. Number 1 is that a text emote has been added to telegraph when Addon and Flamegore begin casting Wing Buffet, and Addon and Flamegore will now root themselves in place and face each other when casting Wing Buffet. And the last change is that there is now a cooldown between when Wing Buffet is cast and when Shadow Flame is cast. So let's get into my opinions on this, and I want to focus on the Adventurer Weight buff first of all, because that is a huge increase, and it's really important as well. So for a lot of people, Season of Mastery did not seem worth it. It is a 12-month locked season, After 12 months your progress is pretty much rendered useless, and the 40% experience buff only adds up to a total of 15% leveling speed overall, which still means you will have to spend a lot of time leveling up. To put this into reference, someone playing the game 3 hours per day are likely to spend 2 months just leveling up within Season of Mastery, at which point you have lost out on a whole phase just for leveling, and once again after 12 months your character is sent to Classic Era, which is just a glorified server name that almost nobody plays on, and it's just a place for you to log in to your character and look at your gear and think, yeah, I did this. This deterred a lot of players from even trying out Season of Mastery, and the later you started playing the game, the more of the actual lifespan of the game you will have to spend leveling up. Like, if you started playing right now, that means you have roughly 9 months left of the game, and if you spend 2 of those months leveling up, you only have 7 months left at max level. This is a point that I brought up in previous videos, or a previous video, where I would love to see them gradually increase the experience gains from the Adventurer Weights buff as the season goes on, and the fact that they are now doing this is a huge win for Season of Mastery, and I seriously hope that they buff it even further down the line. It might, like that being said, it might be a little bit too late, the damage might be done at this point, a lot of people have quit, and I don't think this change alone will bring those players back. But that being said, I do want to say that this is a huge step in the right direction. I also want to talk about the loot changes to raids, where they are now adding 1 additional drop per boss inside the current raids of Season of Mastery. This is, in my opinion, a great change, but there should be way more than 1 additional item. The season is already shorter than the duration of OG Classic WoW was, and most people will never obtain full best in slot in Season of Mastery. Top that with increased raid difficulty, and I think there honestly should be 2 or 3 additional items per raid boss, so people can gear up faster, and you have a higher chance of obtaining the actual raid gear that you want. Having spoken to a lot of raiders about this, and seen comments on my own YouTube videos, the effort to reward ratio in Season of Mastery is not worth it at all, and it's so not worth it that even raiders are quitting now. Bosses have extra mechanics, they have twice the HP, and the gear is still the same. So I'm gonna quote a comment that I received here. Raiding in Season of Mastery is too expensive with all of the consumes, it is too hard and too slow, and loot is too scarce. Good guilds are still chain wiping on Ragnaros, and good pugs cannot clear more than Gehennas and Gar, and that is with flasks and consumables for 150 gold. Being forced to farm for gold for consumables, which are now more needed than ever, just to have a chance to get some loot from bosses that are more difficult and takes more time to clear, in order to try to have a good time and clear bosses, is not more fun or better gameplay. So yeah, that is pretty much it guys, a news recap for Season of Mastery. I want to say again that these are great news, albeit I think it might be a little bit too late, and not enough. I think the experience increase should be even higher, and I definitely think they should add more than 1 extra item per boss. That being said, it is a step in the right direction. I hope you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like if you did, and make sure you subscribe for more Classic WoW content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.